His Father's Heart Ministries, born from a cup of coffee, all across the Houston region. His Father's Heart Ministry volunteers minister and mentor over 1,000 individuals monthly, and the numbers continue to grow. Many come from Huntsville, Texas.
This is the Huntsville Unit, Texas State Penitentiary. Volunteers like Bill Kleiber, an ex-offender himself, pray with families prior to the release of their loved ones. Over 100 inmates were released this day alone, most with no family waiting, just a Greyhound bus. The majority with no family will be dropped off in downtown Houston today with $50 in their pocket in the midst of hookers, pushers, with very little chance to none of making it. Changed hearts, changed lives. That's what His Father's Heart Ministry is all about.
Faith-based support helping ex-offenders and their families and anyone that is hurting.
Volunteers working together in a training session to assist and work with ex-offenders and their families. Main Street Ministry volunteers preparing food for Houston's needy. Main Street Ministries offers weekly prayers and support services to those in need.
Men's support groups, women's support groups, substance abuse groups, ministry to families of prisoners, individual prayer ministry, Bible study.
His Father's Heart Ministry team working with ex-offenders and wives in business development and support. Main Street Ministries weekly prayer meeting. His Father's Heart Ministry weekly women's support group.
Improving community safety and reducing recidivism through the healing and purifying power of Jesus Christ. Utilizing transformational discipleship to break the cycles of destructive behavior and to protect and restore families and heal the brokenhearted in Houston.
Sometimes the brokenhearted can be individuals you would least expect. Even a surprise.
My confidence was very diminished because of this, and I didn't really have a great image of myself for many, many years.
I learned that my dad was involved in questionable financial activities that would ultimately sentence him to 1 year in federal prison. So that mistake was one that would follow him and my family for many, many years to come, and including to this day. And the shame, embarrassment, and permanent stigma of prison visitation corresponding through letters and numbing phone calls that prompted to accept a call from federal inmate number 123456, press 1 to accept or 2 to decline, front page headlines and small town chatter will always haunt me, and even though now years removed from that situation will always hold a mark on my existence, I believe that being forever changed by an experience is not always a bad thing. I will be the first to admit that that was the worst experience my family and I had ever gone through, and I wish that on no one or any other family again. But I will say that it's made me the woman I am today.
The keynote speaker at our October 2012 fundraiser was Miss America 2012, Laura Kepler. This Wisconsin beauty is one of the last people you'd expect to be brokenhearted. Laura's introduction at our October 2012 fundraiser. Laura posing with our volunteers before the activities begin. Laura addresses the fundraiser activities.
Fellowship, emotional and moral support, personal accountability, mentoring, 12-step program, Bible-based teaching, counseling, family support. Ministering to the needy and homeless at Main Street Ministries is a step in the right direction and making a positive difference in Houston.
However, the brokenhearted and hurting in Houston go way beyond just the needy and homeless. How can we make a positive difference with other real issues? Poverty, addiction, human trafficking, grief, mental health.
How can we have a really powerful voice to get our message heard in the city and suburbs? How can we answer the call in Houston?
The answer? His voice. Answering the Call in Houston. A 30-minute program on the internet and social media hosted by well-known and respected former Houston news anchor, Bob Nicholas.
Hello, Houston. I'm Bob Nicholas, your host for His Voice, Answering the Call in Houston. This is a program that's taking a look at some of the dynamic problems we face in our society today and some of those solutions. The creator of this program is a nonprofit organization known as His Father's Heart Ministries.
Well, our goal is to inform the community of Houston of many of the different issues that we're facing in our community and the wonderful solutions that are presented to those issues through the faith-based community.
This chart shows His Father's Heart Ministries and its programs. His Voice Houston will cover reentry, the broken system, human trafficking, the homeless, family, fatherless, racism, education, poverty, mental health, sexuality, addiction, and grief. Most people in Houston and surrounding communities don't know about the reentry program, the broken reentry program, that hundreds of individuals are released in downtown Houston on a weekly basis with $50 in their pocket and no chance of survival. Most people in Houston and the surrounding communities don't know that we are one of the largest trafficking cities in not only the world, the U.S., and what we're trying to do is let people know about the problem, who's doing something about it, and what they can do, how they can get involved. So, how may your organization benefit?
Our goal at His Father's Heart Ministry is to serve the common goals of Houston-based churches and ministries. When you partner with His Father's Heart, visitors will see and hear a professionally filmed and edited video of your ministry and or church. We'll review how you are making a difference in what you plan to achieve. Visitors will have an opportunity to donate and invest in your cause and or a direct link to your website for more information on how they can get involved. We at His Father's Heart Ministries are convinced that together, we truly can make a positive and dramatic difference in the Houston area, increase positive awareness of your church and or ministry while helping you achieve your goals and objectives.
Let's answer the call in Houston together. Can you hear His voice?